Asmrtist Paige. Today we are going to be looking through the Art of Tangled book. And looking at some of the most beautiful art. Here are some, I believe, Glen Keane sketches. This looks like Glen Keane's work. And for those who do not know, Glen Keane was originally the producer, director of Tangled, and he was his vision for it. And then he got sick, and John Lasseter took it over. But Glen Keane has a very distinct drawing, line work. It's very strong, but it's very sketchy. He also, like, if you look at Flynn Rider's face here, he worked on Tarzan. You can kind of tell in his work. And then this work here, I believe, is by Claire Keane, his daughter. I'm sure it'll show us later, but Claire Keane did a lot of the initial artwork for Tangled. A lot of this watercolor and more children's book-esque style is by Claire Keane. See, look, alright, front cover is Claire Keane, Claire Keane, I was right. We have Elisa Keane, who is this one here, who is not related, I don't think. She spells her last name different. And then we have a few other artists as well, but that's one of the reasons I love Tangled's artwork so much, because it's done a lot by Glen Keane and Claire Keane. This is another Claire Keane piece. Tangled is Disney's first computer animated fairy tale adventure. From the beginning, our directors Nathan Greeno and Brian Howard, I think it's right, wanted this film to sit on the shelf next to Walt's fairy tales, but they also wanted to make this movie for a modern audience. So the big challenge on Tangled was to create a unique world and story that evoked the rich, dramatic feeling that is classically Disney, but is also fresh and humorous, and that gives the audience something it has never seen before in computer animation. The Girl in the Tower. Oh, just look at this. I love Claire Keane's style. Also, if Flynn Rider looks a little bit like Kristoff in some of these pages, that's because the original design for Flynn Rider was Kristoff's design. I believe this one might be, no, this is Lisa Keane. But they did a lot of exploratory artwork for Tangled with famous art pieces, which I think is so cool. Also, if anyone's seen the show, Claire Keane is one of the art directors on that, and they heavily looked at her style for it. It's always a challenge bringing a great story classic to the screen, giving visual form to the characters in places that have only existed in the imagination, but it's the kind of challenge we enjoy. Also, I don't know if it's in here, but there is a art piece of Rapunzel with a crossbow. If they don't make the live father-daughter piece and another father-daughter piece. Why does he look like the abs? See, here's some of the Christoph design looking things. So he was reused a little bit, reworked for Christoph. Which is very a wonderful design. Oh, big yawn. Inside the dome. I also love these. Here we have some more of the World Island building. Here's another Claire Keane. And architecture. The castle. And the world. Here's some of the beat storyboards with the beginning story illustration that was originally going to be used. They, I don't know if it's on Disney Plus, but if you have the DVD, they show how it was originally gonna look more like the old Disney princess storybook intros. I love this piece. Look at her hair. By Scott Watanabe. I feel so bad. Some of these names I'm so butchering. Oh, and here's a look at some of the original intro artwork they were looking at to reference, including stuff from Cinderella and Sleeping Beauty. Sleeping Beauty is one of and Lady in the Tramp. Sleeping Beauty is one of my most favorite Disney movies ever. I never understood why Aurora was my favorite. Like, when I got older as a child, Aurora was my favorite, and I was like, why? And then I rewatched the movies, and I was like, oh, you know what? I don't think I liked Aurora. I just liked all of the side characters in this movie, and I wanted to be in a world surrounded by them. Look at little rain boots. I love this. It's so fun. Something super interesting about the Tangled world is they really tried to get a harmony of curves and straights, and they studied Cinderella's art as well as Pinocchio in order to get the shape language right for Tangled. So here's some of the Pinocchio pieces they studied. And I think that's super interesting because even before I understood that this was the combination of things, I really heavily studied Cinderella and Pinocchio and Tangled in terms of architecture. By pieces, because I do lay out an environment in prop. So I thought it was super interesting actually learning about the technicality of shape language for this movie. They also went to Disney World and studied the architecture based on these two things as well. And you can really see it when you're there. You can see how it influenced the movie for sure. But I just think that's fascinating. Also, they get into in the text. They get into why psychologically we associate those shapes with Disney, which is also crazy. So interesting. Alright, here's some more Claire Keane work. She did a lot of, all of the artwork on the tower is based on her work. Once I started the mural art, I realized, oh, so many of the things that I was trying to explore in her character were coming out here. Claire Keane. Some more prop design. And mural art. I love these so dearly. I love the color palettes. And I love the shapes. I will say, I think Claire Keane's work on Tangled has influenced my art style and the things I like, and even like my fashion sense. Just look at these beautiful illustrations. It's giving Disney fairy, you know. Just beautiful, like children's books. Style. There's also a few famous paintings she recreated. I don't know if they're in here because originally they were trying to make Tangled more modern. But they had her do a lot of the work for that exploratory. There is a Norman Rockwell. I got the letters switched. The painting of the girl in the mirror. They did a Tangled one, and I love it so much. But also the animators palette Disney princess dolls that came off of were based on these Glen Keane drawings. They had those years back. And they also looked quite a bit at Ariel when coming up with her design, but these are all Glen Keane. You can tell by the line work. More Glen Keanes and Claire Keanes. Her lighting is just so apparent in her paintings. And then I think these are these are Glen Keane. Oh, this is a number of people that worked on this one. Here's a foot. Glen Keane. Okay. Here's some storyboards. Okay, I don't know if anyone's seen the Jinx like Tangled art that's been cutting out, but it's all of like crossover with them, and I love it so much. The Spider-Verse art too, but there's something about Rapunzel and Jinx hanging out and like doing each other's hair. It's such a vibe. I think it's so cute. I think perhaps the craziest thing about this movie is they literally sent someone to learn how to animate hair properly and become like the expert on hair just for this movie, just to do her hair, which is crazy. They had to like invent engines and things to do her hair properly, and it paid off, but pretty insane. And because of that, because the studio the shape language they've created to frame what's happening in the shot. Mood swings, changing emotion in a fixed setting. Oh, makes whispers. I will say, if Glen Keane hadn't gotten sick, we never would have had Pascal or Maximus, which is kind of sad. And they don't talk about all this in the art book either, because a lot of the earlier work for Tangled was part of that process and didn't make it into the actual art book, which makes me sad because it is part of the process. And if you look it up, like Rapunzel art with the crossbow and some of the, she did some, Claire Keane did some illustrations of based on Gigi, the Gigi books, if any of the girls grew up reading those with grandma or anything, and some like Nancy looking inspired pieces. And there's the I always get it confused, Norman Rockwell, I keep trying to say Roman Rockwell, just not right. And there's other pieces like that. I think, I want to say, I could be wrong, that the crossbow piece was done by Jen Kim. I think, I could be wrong. Another Glen Keane piece. But interesting here, you can actually see Jen Kim's next to Glen Keane. And you can see how he's definitely been influenced in the style. But Jen Kim's a little bit cleaner when it comes to clean up. I do really like this piece here because it was actually, I started drawing. When I started drawing, I would just recreate a lot of the original Disney work. I would go over, especially Glen Keane's sketches, who is the nicest guy, by the way. He spoke at my school a few years back, and he called his wife his adventure partner, and I thought that was so cute. I love this. This is wild. Stabbington Bros. I like the little, it's giving like Simpsons or something. That's so funny. Went to this. I feel like it could be a glow up TikTok. And some Maximus. I love horses. I always joke that I've never loved a Disney princess that didn't have a horse. In every Disney princess movie that I've actually loved, or had a phase or whatever, there's a horse. This includes Merida and Tangled and Aurora. And it's funny, you can see his like other drawings below that he erased. They say if you can draw a horse, you can draw any animal because the structure of a horse has all the other structures of every other animal in it, in terms of legs and base and all the things, which I think is interesting. The snuggly duckling little roadhouse in the big woods. It's a coffin, that's original How to Train Your Dragon illustrations in the book. Like, they're so lucky. I love them. Ooh, I like this. It's been a while since I looked through this one. I also like about, I think, the Tangled art book versus other ones is it's really art heavy compared to writing. I feel, especially like the Coco one and things, has so much writing, which is super interesting. But the reason I buy, and I do read all the books that I buy for the art books, but the, my goodness, welcome to LA, folks. I don't know if you can hear all the sirens outside, but the art is what I'm going to look back on the end of the day when I need inspiration and things. And these things are expensive, but I really do think out of all the things I got into as a kid, this is the most helpful because these are my textbooks and I've been collecting them slowly over the years, and I will still use them in the future because, I mean, I use it even when I'm just doing like illustrations and stuff. I only have a few of my art books here. I think I have 5 or so, but I have another probably 15 or so at home. I was really heavily looking at this piece for my island layout, or map for my capstone, same with this one. So it's just really helpful to be able to see, like, I mean, I don't have a kingdom, but it's on an island, and I wasn't quite sure how to make an island look from up high like that in a cartoon sense. Oh, I really like this one. We had to do our top, like, I think it was 40 illustrations and paintings for class and how they've influenced our style. That was one of the ones I used. So you can see the Pinocchio and Cinderella influence in the layouts here, especially